What's the reason for these flights over these last, 3 days or so?
Well, China has certainly underscored its National Day celebrations over the weekend with a display of nationalistic strength in the Taiwan Strait. As you mentioned, more than 90 People's Liberation Army aircraft flew into Taiwan's air defense identification zone over the 3 days, Friday through Sunday. And Saturday's 37 was a new single-day record high. And this is part of a long ongoing trend we've seen so far this year of steadily increasing Chinese incursions into this zone. Over the past few years, Chinese planes have flown into Taiwan's ADIZ around 300 times over an entire year. So far this year, in the first 9 months of this year, we've seen 600 flights already. So it's already doubled with 3 more months of the year to go. It is important, however, to point out that the air defense identification zone is not Taiwan's airspace. You know, this is a zone that stretches hundreds of kilometers away from Taiwan. It's self-declared. It is not underpinned by any kind of treaty or international organization. And in fact, it does stretch many hundreds of kilometers into China itself. And so Chinese jets do, in fact, fly in Taiwan's air defense identification zone every single day. But what we are particularly concerned about is the southwest portion of this in the South China Sea, which cuts Taiwan off from some of the islands it controls in the South China Sea. And therefore, that's why the Defense Ministry is particularly concerned about this increase in flights from the Chinese.
And we just talked about how the U.S. has responded in some way. What has the reaction been so far in the region, Sam?
Well, as you mentioned, the United States has called this a provocation. Taiwan has also called this a military provocation. In the past, China always waited until there was some kind of trigger for these large incursions. We can't identify anything last week that it would have triggered a record number of Chinese planes coming into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. But in terms of in terms of the Chinese side, the always interesting Hu Xijin, the editor-in-chief of the nationalistic Global Times, has said Taiwan should expect more of these flights and that they may in fact become a regular feature of China's National Day celebrations.